Welcome to snowy Spokane, Washington. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome inside the 2020 Acura MDX. This is a mid-size luxury SUV with seating for 7, three-row SUV. Pretty quiet, comfortable, and spacious vehicle. And we got lucky, I guess, because we have snow. And so I thought I'd use my F1 dual lens car camera to record this video so I can record not only the road but also myself at the same time and do that. So if the audio sounds different, that's because I'm using this dash cam video. By the way, I did a review on this. You can see a link in the description below if you want one of these. I love it. So for 2020, the MDX comes in 4 trim levels. There's the base, technology, A-Spec, which we have, which features an appearance package, and also the advanced. There's also a sport hybrid, but we're not going to talk about that because we're going to focus on this one. This also features super handling all-wheel drive, which is coming in very handy out here in the snow. In fact, I did a video on what's the difference between super handling all-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. I'll put a link to that video in the description below as well, along with all my other Acura videos in the past. As far as that A-Spec package, we get sport seats with Alcantara inserts and contrast stitching, sport pedals, ventilated seats. We've got 20-inch alloy wheels, which are wider, both in the tire and the wheel, and LED fog lights, all-season tires, obviously. All right, let's talk powertrain with this bad boy. A 3.5-liter V6 made to a 9-speed automatic transmission, nearly 300 horsepower, 290, and then 267 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is fairly reasonable, 19 city, 25 highway for a mixed driving number of 21 with this super handling all-wheel drive. There is a front-wheel drive available as well as an all-wheel drive. We, of course, have the super handling all-wheel drive. Now, I mentioned this has 3 rows. The middle row is fairly comfortable for a person of my size and height, so that's a decent for someone like me who's 5'11". Now, if you talk about the third row, that's where it gets a little bit tighter. These are more or less meant for kids, or just fold them down, because cargo volume behind the third row is just over 15 cubic feet, looking at 15.8. Now you fold down that back row, now you increase your cargo volume, and this is probably the best case scenario, 45 cubic feet of volume. And if you fold down that middle row, over 90 cubic feet. So a decent amount of cargo volume in this luxury crossover SUV. Safety-wise, you have adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist system. Since we have no lane lines visible on the road, that lane keeping assist system won't really work. It actually won't work because it can't see the lanes in the right and left, and it won't keep me in the center lane, but that is an option and available on our MDX A-Spec. Now, as you go up with each trim level, the base, technology, A-Spec, each one builds on top of the next. So we have the A-Spec, which means we have the technology package included, and in that tech package, we have the navigation, the Acura Link communication system, there's the blind spot information, remote engine start, which is great, the power folding side mirrors, rear cross traffic monitor, and front and rear parking sensors, just to name a few, with the tech package. And of course, you get the AccuWatch features. So that's the adaptive cruise control I mentioned before, the collision mitigation braking, road departure mitigation, forward collision warning, and the lane departure warning as well, plus that lane keeping assist system I mentioned in the beginning. The MSRP range across all trim levels is between $44,000, $45,000, and $60,000. That price tag reflects the luxury elements that you get with this vehicle. One thing that stood out to both me and my wife, besides the appearance of the blacked out trim, I love the A-Spec, I had the A-Spec in the RDX as well, is how well it drives on the road in these conditions. The all-wheel drive really handles well. We live out in the woods in the country, and so we do have some gravel roads, we have some corners and twisties, and the car handles very, very well. Now, in the dry pavement, as I experienced recently, the super handling all-wheel drive really works well on dry pavement. Out here, you're not going to get that as much, even though there's a lot of torque adjustment and power to certain wheels. Out here, it's the snow tires or all-season tires that's going to make the best difference. I wish I had some new information to tell you about the MDX for 2020, but no major changes this year. Basically a carryover from last year, but it's still definitely worth a look. and absolutely a test drive. I hope you enjoyed some of the overview of this vehicle, and be sure to check out the link below because I have an archive of all the Acura videos I've done in the past, plus one to this camera and my video on the difference between super handling all-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. All right, till next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Adios. One more thing before you go, I've added links in the description below to some of the best-selling automotive accessories and products on Amazon right now, plus links to some of the product reviews I've done. You can find it in the description below this video. And if you don't mind, take a couple of seconds and click that subscribe button. I'm uploading 2, 3, sometimes 4 new videos every week, and I don't want you to miss anything, plus it helps support my channel. As always, if you have any constructive criticism, thoughts, or suggestions about my video, please leave it in the comment section below.